Stay tuned because these guys are going to toss out some free samples of lube later if they don't keep it all from themselves. And so right now I want to introduce Wood Rocket's Ask a Porn Star Live.
Hi, everybody. Everybody hear me? Sure. How many people here like porn stars? Well, you're in luck. We found a couple outside. My name is Leroy Myers. I'm a director for Wood Rocket. We make such lovely things as Strokemon and 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles. And we do web series like Ask a Porn Star, where you are going to learn the truth about real lives and porno. My co-host is Vuko, who you may have seen on all of our shows, and she played Spreader in 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's start. I know you know most of their names, but let's start so you meet our porn star panel right now. Please say your name and pass it down.
I'm Daisy Ducati.
I am Rizzo Ford.
I'm April O'Neil.
I'm Mick Blow.
Oh, you have your own.
I'm Annika Albright. I'm Chanel Preston.
I'm Amorna Miller.
And I am Violet Monroe.
All right, we've got Violet Monroe, Amarna Miller, Chanel Preston, Annika Albright, Mick Blue, April O'Neil, Rizzo Ford, and Daisy Ducati. Give them a hand. They are going to tell you things you won't hear anywhere else. They're not going to be porny. They're going to tell you the truth about being on a porn set. How much poop happens on porn? How much puking? And much, much, much more. All the sexy details. Daisy, you do a lot of kink content.
Yes, I do.
How many years have you been performing for?
I'm coming up on 5 years now.
Can you please tell me what the kinkiest scene you have done is, in your opinion?
That's a hard one. So actually, just a few days ago, I shot a scene for Kink.com's Everything But with Leah Alexis. And if you look on my Instagram, I posted a picture of the toy that I'm going to tell you about. My Instagram is Daisy Ducati. Same thing on Twitter, DAISYDUCATI. But this toy, it's from Square Peg. It's called the Slink. It's about 3 feet long, and it's kind of shaped like a cone. And if you lay it onto my chest, it goes from my crotch all the way to my mouth. And I was able to fit this thing up my ass. And I really was genuinely surprised that it would fit inside my ass, but it completely disappeared in there. And if you go on my Instagram, there's a picture of me poking it so you can see my finger for perspective and size. It's fucking huge. So that was one of the kinkiest things I've done.
Kinky. Rizzo Ford, star of Strokemon, played Dikachu, went very viral, had to wear horrific makeup, thank you by the way. Seen by millions and millions and millions of people in a 3-way with Cassandra, Rain, and Tyler Nixon. Tell us about the process of becoming Dikachu, and tell us how you felt about it.
The process. It started off, did we start with the mask? I think. So I had a full foam latex hood on, covering my entire head. And that was interesting and smelly. And I couldn't breathe out of my nose because there were no holes poked, so I had to breathe through my mouth, which makes oral sex really fucking hard. But I did it! So there was that, and then I got airbrushed with yellow body paint. And this is in like a cold warehouse in Vegas in like, I feel like it was the winter, right? Probably? Was it winter when we shot? I don't know. It was cold and it felt weird and it was really tight on my skin and it was very interesting. I I felt fine about it. It was fun. It was an experience. I went viral, so that's cool.
Was it hard to have sex dressed like that, or was it making?
Yes.
Yeah. Was the tail getting in the way?
The tail was getting in the way, yes.
And did you find it hard to wash that off afterwards?
Yeah, I took a shower and soaked in a tub for about an hour, and it still wasn't all off.
Took like a week, right? Like glitter.
Huh?
Just like glitter, it takes a week to get off.
Yeah, like the next day I like had to have someone help me like get spots on my back and stuff. Like yeah, it was rough. But it's
worth
fine.
it though, yeah.
But does anybody ever say, with all that horrific makeup on, I recognize you?
No.
Thank God. Hi. April O'Neil, everybody. Can you please tell me about a gross porn set story, please?
I feel like you know the answer I'm gonna give. I have one good set embarrassing story. It wasn't me, not embarrassing, but like gross. It's really gross. So I was doing a squirting video that was like 13 girls, and a lot of us can't squirt, so they were like, oh, you can fake it, it's fine. And if you fake it, basically they're just kind of like,
Don't be ashamed.
douche fill you up with some water, and you just kind of squeeze and hold it, and they say go, you just kind of like let it go. Sorry if I ruined that for anyone that, oh no. So there was this girl, and she was kind of already a bit of a mess. Sorry, she was. Maybe she was having a bad day. I don't know. But she couldn't squirt, so they filled her up with some water and asked her to hold it. And then when they said go, you just kind of push out, and they'll film it then. So she was gonna do it on this girl's face, so she's like ready to go, and this girl's like right here, and they say go, and she pushes, and a tampon just flies out and smacks this girl in the face.
So what was her reaction to this? Like, did she just take it in stride, or?
Oh no, everyone was horrified. The poor girl was like really embarrassed, and she was having a bad day.
Passed out from embarrassment.
She's on her period, it's fine.
Thank you, April, for making me not have lunch after. Tampons happen, people. Porn or no porn, we shoot with or without them. So keep your eye out for a tampon in your next scene. Mick Blue and Annika Albright married. Marriage success story in porn. Doesn't happen all the time, happens here. Two of my favorite people. Played Khaleesi in Game of Bones. Do you guys ever get jealous? What's it like to have a relationship in porn?
I think the most important thing is always let the wife go first.
Good answer.
That's actually why we're very successful. The only thing I get jealous of is not something that would be normal. Like if he works with the girl that I've always wanted to have sex with, I get jealous that he's fucking her and I'm not. But we both do the same thing. We've been doing the same thing before we were together. So for me to not be comfortable with that, I don't know, that's just not my nature. I want him to be good at what he does. I want him to have fun on set, and I like to hear about it when he comes back home. For me, it's a turn on.
That's why it's important always to let the wife go first, as I said before. I think for me it's a turn on if I see that she has a good time. When we shoot the movie Mick Blue's Best Day Ever, on the box cover it says it's my best day ever, but we also make sure it's Annika's best day ever because she picks the girls as much as I do. We make it like a teamwork. And as I said, it's important she enjoys herself, and then it's a fun thing. However, Jealousy is not the right word. The only thing, what concerns us. If she works with other people, if I work with other people, the important thing is that she's respected and said with the people she works with, and that I'm respected from the people I work with. And as long as that is in line, we're cool with pretty much everything, right?
That's very true. So we just want to make sure there's a level of respect with whoever we work with. And that's it.
Thank you very much, guys, for being open and honest. And not lying like Chanel Preston. Chanel Preston, Kimmy Gibbler in the Full Holes porn parody, among other things, works for performers' rights. Chanel, what's the number one problem that performers have to deal with?
Oh, snap. Okay. Do I want to expose this to the public? Oh, God, I'm scared.
It's not supposed to be planned, except these guys, they're all planned. What would you say? Tell me about a time on set that sucked. That was the worst. You don't have to name any names.
Okay,
Tell me about a horrible day on set.
One. All right, I have plenty of those. Okay, so one time I was working on a parody, and we were working on this parody for days, and we were on set all day and all night, and it got to a point where we were like screaming at each other.
How many hours a day were you on set?
Well, the day prior, I was probably there from like 9 a.m. to midnight. But then this particular day, I'd been there since 9, and it was like 3 a.m. And so me and the camera guy were like not getting along well because we both get crabby when we're tired. And so we weren't, it was just, I'm going in and out. And the scene went until 8 a.m. and I had to shoot an anal scene for somebody else at 9. So without any preparation, I was a trooper and I went on over to my next set and I got banged in the ass and everything was good and I went home and took a nap.
Was that my set?
No.
Okay, good. Just checking, I don't remember.
What kind of preparation would you need? Like, is it not enough time, an hour? Or?
How much preparation do I need? Yeah. I like to be comfortable before an anal scene, so I'll like get in the bathroom and I'll like lie down and do my enema and I'll put on like a podcast. Nice. I'm like, I'm gonna learn and clean out my
candles.
Butt. Yeah, so I like a few hours of like me time.
That sounds fair.
Yeah.
Number one fear, I think, from every male performer is when the scene starts, they get the dick hard. Now, fear number 2 is once the scene is done, that you can come. And fear number 3 is that the next day that you can do it again when you did it the first day.
I just came right now. Okay, Amarna Miller.
Hello.
My Spanish friend.
Yes.
Amarna, can you give me a porn set horror story, maybe about the first time you worked with a fetish company?
Oh, yes, you know all our stories. That's not playing fair. I was working for this European company, and this is a mainstream company, totally not related to BDSM. And we were shooting their first BDSM shoot ever. So it was a rope scene, and I told them that my limited time being suspended, it was like 20 minutes top. And when I was suspended for 20 minutes, and of course they didn't take any pictures of anything, they were like, 5 minutes more, 5 minutes more, 5 minutes more. And in the end, I was 1 hour suspended by ropes, which is a crazy amount of time. And my hands were starting to be blue, like literally blue. And I just got like angry as fuck, and I told them to, of course, put me down. And then they were very angry at me because we couldn't like shoot everything suspended. So yeah, that was a pretty terrific, no, not terrific, horrible experience. I confused that 2 words. So yeah, that was definitely not nice.
Violet Monroe, my buddy.
Oh no.
in the Reno 911 parody from years ago.
Yes.
With me, screened by the cast of Reno 911.
Yeah, and I also had sex on a pile of rocks for you.
What was that?
I had sex on a pile of rocks for you.
I get
Remember?
that a lot. Violet Monroe, can you tell me perhaps a porn set horror story involving an airport?
Oh yeah, I know what you're getting at right now. So there was this one time I worked for kink.com and I did a site called Everything But, and I put pretty much everything in my butt, and including that, I put probably like a pound of lube in my butthole. And so afterwards, we had finished like at the last minute. So we had to like rush to the airport, get through the airport to catch my flight. And I got stopped at TSA. Apparently, I set off the chemical thing because I had so much lube in my butthole. And so they tested my hands, and I kept like, it kept going off, and they're like, what's happening? And then they pulled an enema out of my bag, and I had to like explain what that was. And then they held up a douche, and I'm like, it's a douche. They're like, a juice? I'm like, no, a douche. Like, and finally I was just like, yeah, I got fucked in the butt all day. Like, you want to test my butthole? Like, I don't know what to say here.
We're actually at the end because there were so many people here. If you would like to see more Ask a Porn Star episodes for free, they are on Wood Rocket's YouTube channel and they are on woodrocket.com. I want to thank all of these amazing people, and I'd like to give them a second if they have anything to plug.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Daisy Ducati, and check out my website, whatifuckingwant.com.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rizzo Ford, and check out my website, rizzofordxxx.com.
You can go to heyitsapril.com. That's got all the links and stuff. But watch Wood Rocket, because there's some really awesome stuff on there.
It's true.
And it's a lot of fucking fun.
But if you want to find only me, you can do that on Twitter and Instagram on MakeBlueXXX.
And you can find me on Twitter at Annika Albright and Instagram at A Lot of Bright Smiles.
I am on Twitter and Instagram at Chanel Preston.
I am pretty much everywhere in every social media with the same name, Amarna Miller, A-M-A-R-N-A Miller. And I'm especially doing a YouTube channel in which I'm putting a lot of effort. So if you want to check my YouTube channel, that will be awesome. Amarna Miller, the same.
You can find me, I am Violet Monroe. Okay, you can find me on Twitter at Violet_Monroe, and that's pretty much my name for all social media. So if you want to see my butthole everywhere, look me up.
And don't forget to follow Wood Rocket on Twitter, Wood_Rocket, and Instagram, Wood Rocket, just one word.
Thank you, Vuko, also. Please thank all of these amazing people that are willing to literally open up for you.